Hi everybody, it's Lavinia. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you the journal page that I made for hashtag Artisan Journal Prompt 2024. This is hosted by Life with Patty, and I will put a link to her channel in the description box, and you can also do a search of the hashtag Artisan Journal Prompt 2024 to see what other artists are creating for their journal pages, as well as to check out the past journal pages that I made. And Patty has a description video of what this collaboration is. It's a yearly collab where you can create pages. She gives a prompt every Sunday. For the next 52 weeks. You can join in at any time. You can participate every week if you'd like to, or just whichever prompt you like, go ahead and create a page. So for this week, it's week 4. Her prompt was, I believe it was winter themed journal page. So what I did is I have a deconstructed journal, and for example, there's a journal. I took out the signatures to make single pages. And with that, I am creating my journal pages, which I will eventually put together at the end of the year. And I'm not sure that I'm going to put them in the exact order of each week. I may change it up depending maybe on color scheme or what the theme is. But what I decided to do for this page is create, I thought it was called a Swiss door, but it's actually in journaling called a Dutch door, where you take the edge, I mean, it could be the edge, it could be like maybe half a page that goes over the other. I would recommend, if you want to see what a Dutch door is, or tutorials or different types, is in the YouTube search bar. Just search Dutch door journaling pages, and you can see the different types of Dutch doors that are out there. There's quite a few. So what I did to make this edge is I used my We Are Memory Keepers pillow box punch board. And so I used this, and I placed the page in here, and then I just cut through, and it made the scalloped edge here. I probably could have cut it in, probably could have cut the page a little bit further in so that the bottom page, for example, you would see a little bit more of. But right now, you know, I could do other pages. Maybe in the future I'll think about that. So when this page is laying on top of another page, I get to see a little bit of the page below. And that's pretty much I guess what a Dutch door is depending on how you cut it, you get to see, you know, that particular page is going to be a little bit smaller. So again, I used that to scallop that edge there. And then what I did is I decided to use this paper. So it comes to here, but I bought this as a single sheet of paper at Hobby Lobby a few years back, because I thought it would make cards or maybe do some other sort of collage piece. But it goes from the blue to the purples to this magenta almost type color. So I trimmed that down and placed that on here. Then what I did is I used some acrylic gesso. And this part of the page I layered with acrylic gesso because I thought if I wanted to use watercolor or acrylics that I would want that to be a little bit protected so it wouldn't seep through and warp too much the page. So then I used my heat embossing tool to dry up that gesso. And then the next thing I did is I used a stencil to stencil this in with my modeling paste. This is Liquitex modeling paste, and this is the stencil that I used. I'll turn this over so you can see it better. So I stenciled all that in, and I got this, I never used it before. It was a gift from Art Unraveled. This was a week-long group of artists that came and taught classes. So I went for, I know I stayed overnight. So I had, I think, one class one day, stayed overnight, and then early in the morning there was another class that I decided to take. And Art Unraveled, I think after COVID, I haven't seen them have any other classes, which is, I mean, I only went to the one time, but I always look to see what classes there were. But yeah, that's unfortunate because they would always have classes, and I haven't seen anything. And this was down in Phoenix. But this stencil was part of other little goodies that were in a tote bag. So if you registered, you got a tote bag with different goodies in there from various artists. And I think the theme for that particular year had to do with time. So that's where this stencil came from. And so what I did is, again, I use the stencil, use the modeling paste, and then use my heat embossing tool to dry it. And after that, I had this, it's like, if you recall back in the days, library cards, I guess, had these where you put, or I guess the librarians would put the date due, the name. But this and this piece of lace, I cut it down, was part of a Bingo's winning. A few years back, there was someone a YouTuber that used to host with a couple other YouTubers a bingo game, and people would donate prizes. So this was part of the pack, was inside the pack of my bingo winnings. So I decided to glue that down. I used hot glue to glue that down. Oh, actually, first I put down the washi tapes. I used washi tape here on one edge, and then here on the top and the bottom. And then I glued this down. And I thought this would be kind of nice to have like a little secret or covered up journaling area. And I also put here for the winter theme, this little Christmas wreath. This was part of it's one of those magnet to-do lists that you can hang on your refrigerator. So I decided to cut out this little piece, and I glued that down there. So that too is where I can maybe jot down a little note. And then I had this bow that seemed to match the colors. So I used watercolors here to paint over the modeling paste that went with this piece of paper here that's showing. And then I used a hole punch to punch here this corner, and this is like a little snowball, which I thought would be fun for the winter theme, that like a pom-pom. And I used a piece of yarn, like decorative yarn. I used this, I think I was making I think it was either knitting or crocheting a bag. So this was part of the decorative element that was crocheted together with the regular yarn, but I used a piece of that so I could have that hanging here. And then I put the date. So on all my pages, I'm going to put the date, even though they may not necessarily be in order. But I like the way this turned out. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else is making. So I hope you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see future videos as I upload them. And again, check out everyone else's channel by doing the search of hashtag Artisan Journal Prompt 2024. There's a lot of fun pages. I'm getting a lot of ideas by watching everyone, and I'm really enjoying this collab. And thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care and have a wonderful day.